Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land, where we take a look at those top stories making headlines every Monday to Thursday. And of course, like most media around the world, the death of Queen Elizabeth II has dominated our media. I can't believe it was this time last week where we were expressing our concerns about the health of the monarch. And today we sit on the eve of what will be the biggest viewed historical event in living history, and that is her funeral. Israel's President Isaac Herzog and First Lady Michal will be representing the Jewish state there. But in other news, and this is quite an astonishing story, one that broke just several hours ago, it has been reported in the Israeli media that former US President Trump is alleged to have made a great deal offer to Jordan's King Abdullah. Now, this is apparently in a book whose title and author has yet to be revealed, but apparently the former president is alleged to have offered the king the West Bank. Now, the West Bank, which of course is disputed territory, and the former president is believed to be unaware of how his great offer would really cause upheaval, not just in Jordan, whose 50% of their 9 million citizens regard themselves as Palestinians, and many of whom want the Jordanian monarchy abolished, but how Israel would react. It hasn't been revealed whether or not Israel knew of the offer or how Israel would have reacted, but we do know how King Abdullah reacted. He is reported to have thought he was having a heart attack. He apparently couldn't breathe and doubled over. I would wager a guess that the reaction from Israeli officials who might have been approached with this kind of offer would probably have been pretty much the same. So we will wait in due course to find out the name of what will be quite a controversial book. In other news, while we're talking about the region, today marks the second anniversary of the official signing of the Abraham Accords between Israel, the United States, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and unfortunately Sudan weren't there, nor were Morocco, but this was the start of it on the White House lawns just 2 years ago. Now, we've covered a lot in depth here on the Israel Brief, just how the region is changing politically and economically with the signing of these accords. But today, Israel's President Isaac Herzog welcomed a very special guest, the Foreign Minister of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed, for a celebratory lunch, saying he welcomes him with an open heart and an open arms. And following the lunch, the foreign minister then went to Yad Vashem in an absolutely historic moment where he laid a wreath in the Hall of Remembrance. This is something that if you had said to any of us just 2.5 years ago would be happening, we would have thought you had taken leave of your senses. But here we are with the foreign minister, Sheikh bin Zayed, here in Israel, being welcomed on the anniversary of these historic peace accords, and then going to Yad Vashem to lay a wreath in the Hall of Remembrance. In other news, Israel's Shabak have said that they are willing to present the CIA with further intel into why Israel has shuttered 7 Palestinian NGOs. Now, Israel has taken a lot of criticism from the United States, from the EU, and from the United Nations because they view this as the shutting down of civil society. Israel has said that these particular NGOs have strong ties to the PFLP, which is the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, which is recognized internationally as a terror organization. It is not made public just what the intel reveals, but it is hoped that this will go a long way to changing their criticism of the state of Israel. And yesterday we brought you news that One Republic's lead singer Ryan Tedder can't wait to get to Israel. He says he is pumped for their second concert in 7 years, which will take place later this year in Rishon LeZion. But last night it was the turn of the Counting Crows. The American rockers rocked thousands of people at Ra'anana, and as they were exiting the stage they said, "We have to go, but it's a guarantee we will be back." And we'll be back on Monday with your top stories next week. But in the meantime, please don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. We have our tribute to Queen Elizabeth II, Elizabeth the Great. We also have our Facebook page, which really is increasing in followers and likes. So thank you guys for liking and following us. Please consider sharing our content and inviting your friends to do so as well. And of course, our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief. Please click on that red subscribe button. Let's grow our wonderful community, because we really appreciate all of our subscribers, likers and followers in our community. And we're on Twitter at Lay of the Land Fava. You can find us there. So with that, I want to wish you all a wonderful weekend. May it be safe, peaceful and healthy. Shabbat Shalom. And don't forget to tune in next week as I bring you the Israel Brief.